Welcome everyone to The Explainer. What if I told you that the reason most people stay completely broke has absolutely nothing to do with how much money they actually make? Seriously. Today we're going to thoroughly shatter the illusion that a high income automatically equals wealth. Think about it. We all know people pulling in six figures who are literally drowning in debt, while others making totally average salaries quietly build massive wealth year after year. The difference? Well, it's not luck, and there's no hidden secret reserved for the ultra-rich. It all comes down to everyday habits. In this explainer, we're breaking down the 10 financial habits holding you back and exactly how to fix them before they cost you years of progress. So let's dive right into a highly relatable question. Where did all my money go? Look, have you ever stared at your bank app at the end of the month and thought exactly this? You are definitely not alone. We're starting right here because I really want to highlight that your everyday choices matter way, way more than the size of your paycheck. Because if you can't answer this basic question, you are basically flying blind. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The wealth illusion. 2. Everyday cash leaks. 3. Debt and income traps. 4. Silent wealth killers. And 5. The wealth building mindset. Starting with section 1, the wealth illusion. Money is like water. Welcome to the leaky bucket. Most folks think wealth starts with a bigger paycheck, right? But if your financial bucket is full of holes, it absolutely does not matter how much water you pour into it. It's always going to leak out. Unfortunately, so many people are living in this exact leaky bucket state, making major financial mistakes without even realizing it. Our goal today? Let's find those holes and plug them up. Moving to section 2, everyday cash leaks. Let's plug those visible holes in your bucket. Mistake number 10 on our list is not tracking where your money goes. You know how it is. A coffee run here, a food delivery there, those streaming subscriptions you completely forgot about, maybe a late-night online purchase. Individually, they seem totally harmless. But a $5 daily coffee is over $1,800 a year. Together, these invisible expenses silently drain thousands of dollars every single year. Imagine trying to lose weight without knowing what you're eating. It sounds impossible, right? The exact same logic applies to your money. If you don't track it, you can't control it. The simple fix here is to track literally every dollar you spend for the next 30 days. Not to judge yourself, but just to build that baseline awareness. Mistake number 9 is living to impress other people. So many people are completely broke simply because they are trying so hard to look rich. They buy luxury cars they can afford, the designer clothes, the newest phones, all to impress strangers who probably don't even care. You might see someone driving a fancy car, but secretly, they're carrying a mountain of credit card debt. Real wealth is often invisible. It's the money invested, not the money spent on looking successful. So before you swipe that card, ask yourself, am I buying this for myself or for other people's approval? Being honest about that can save you thousands. Coming in at mistake number 8, avoiding financial education. Look, schools teach us math, history, and science, but they completely ignore budgeting, investing, and building actual wealth. As a result, we enter adulthood incredibly unprepared. And if you don't understand money, believe me, the banks, credit card companies, and scammers are more than happy to take it from you. But remember this, the absolute highest paying investment you will ever make is investing in yourself. You have access to books, podcasts, and explainers exactly like this one. Dedicating just 1 hour of learning a day can permanently change your financial trajectory. Section 3, debt and income traps, the systemic vulnerabilities holding you back. Mistake number 7 is relying on just one single source of income. Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out your only paycheck has just vanished. For millions of people, that's an immediate, terrifying financial crisis. Relying on one income leaves you highly vulnerable to company downsizing or industry shifts. On the flip side, wealthy people actively build multiple income streams. Now, you don't need 5 side hustles overnight. Just start building one extra source, whether that's freelancing, selling digital products, or dividend investing. Over time, that creates a powerful financial safety net. Mistake number 6 is carrying high-interest debt. Let's say you owe $5,000 on a credit card. Even if you completely stop spending right this second, that high interest just keeps growing. It is exactly like trying to fill a bucket while someone is actively drilling holes in the bottom. When you carry high interest debt, your money isn't working for your future. It's working for a bank's profits. Eliminating this debt guarantees a return on your money, making it one of your absolute top financial priorities. That brings us to section 4, silent wealth killers, the invisible erosion of your money over time. Mistake number 5 is waiting way too long to invest. This one is huge. Someone who starts investing at age 20 leverages time for explosive compound growth. But someone starting at 35, they've missed out on decades of that growth. Even if the 35-year-old invests way more money every single month, the 20-year-old often ends up with significantly more wealth in the end. Why? Compound interest. Money earns returns, those returns earn returns, and over time it snowballs. Actually, scratch that. It's more like an avalanche. The biggest investing mistake isn't picking the wrong stock, it's losing time, which is literally the most powerful ingredient in wealth creation. Mistake number 4 is the lifestyle inflation cycle. Have you ever noticed how many high earners get promotions and raises but never actually feel any richer? This cycle is exactly why. Step 1, your income goes up. Step 2, you immediately upgrade your life with a bigger house, a nicer car, or expensive gadgets. And step 3, you end up struggling right back where you started, just with shinier stuff. To fix this, when your income rises, you've got to increase your investments and your savings, not just your lifestyle. Mistake number 3 is having zero emergency fund. This fund is your financial armor against the unexpected. Because let's face it, life is completely unpredictable. Cars break down, medical bills pop up, the fridge randomly dies. The question isn't if these emergencies will happen, it's whether you'll be prepared for them. Having no emergency fund basically ensures that every single unexpected life event turns into a long-term credit card-fueled disaster. Your goal should be to save 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses. It definitely takes time, but that peace of mind is absolutely priceless. Finally, Section 5, the wealth building mindset, the ultimate philosophical shift. Mistake number 2 is spending before saving. Most people save whatever happens to be left over at the end of the month. But unfortunately, money has a funny way of disappearing fast, leaving nothing to save. You have to completely reverse that habit. Wealthy people pay themselves first. Step 1, automate your savings. Step 2, automate your investments. Step 3, you spend what is left over. If you wait until the end of the month to invest, your future gets the leftovers. And let's be honest, that is rarely enough. You have to make wealth building happen before the spending even begins. And mistake number 1, the absolute biggest wealth killer of them all, thinking like a consumer instead of an owner. Consumers spend their whole lives buying liabilities that drain their bank accounts. They upgrade, they replace, and they just repeat the cycle. But owners acquire assets like stocks, businesses, and real estate that actively put cash flow back into their pockets. Before you buy something, just stop and ask yourself, will this make me richer or poorer? True wealth isn't built by consuming more. It is built by owning more. So let's put it all together. Here are the 10 mistakes keeping people poor. Not tracking spending, living to impress others, avoiding financial education, depending on one single income, carrying high-interest debt, waiting way too long to invest, falling victim to lifestyle inflation, having zero emergency fund, spending before you save, and finally, thinking like a consumer instead of an owner. The amazing news here, every single one of these can be fixed with better daily habits. You don't need $1 million salary, you just need consistency. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. True wealth is never built by just buying more stuff. Small, intentional improvements, repeated consistently, will completely change your financial future. So, which of these mistakes are you fixing today? Tell us down in the comments which habit you are going to change right now to step out of the leaky bucket and start building your extraordinary wealth. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep thinking like an owner.